Good morning, students. Welcome to today's lecture. Last class, we discussed the chapter Coordinate Geometry, where we learned about x or abscissa, y or ordinate, which form a point on a xy plane. We learned how to locate them and understand the other terminologies. Today, we will start chapter number 4, that is linear equation in two variables. If you remember, you have studied in class 8 linear equation in one variable where you had simple equations in x where you have to isolate this variable x to find the value of x. In this class we will deal with two variables at a time, either it will be xy, m and n, p and q, something like that. Now before starting the chapter, first let's take a recap. We have studied in chapter number 2 what are polynomials, in which we saw there were two bases. One was number of terms due to which there was example like monomial, binomial, trinomial, and second basis was degree of the polynomial. So there were two bases on types of polynomials. First basis was number of terms. If one term is there, it is a monomial, two term binomial, three term trinomial, and so on. But if the basis is degree or power of variable, then we have these three types. The first type is degree 1. When degree is 1, that means the maximum power of variable is how much? 1 only. It cannot be more than 1. So those polynomials are known as linear equations. Then when degree is 2, those polynomials are known as quadratic, and when degree is 3, they are known as they are cubic. This is cubic. They are polynomial, but the name is cubic polynomial. I forgot to write this cubic. You can add before this cubic. Okay. Now, in this chapter, we have to discuss this only. Now, in linear equations, we know we have studied this already. Linear equation in one variable in class 8, in which we studied equations like these: x plus 5 equal to 3. And you can just say what is the value of x, isolate the x, 5 will go to this side, it becomes 3 minus 5 is equal to minus 2. So you observed in linear equation in one variable, you required only one equation to find the value of variable. It was very easy. But now one equation won't help in the case of two variables. How? Let's see. Suppose this is an example of linear equation in two variables. Can you check whether it is linear equation or not? Just check. Power of this variable is how much? 1. Power of this variable is also 1. So as power of both the variables is 1, it is known as linear equation in two variable. I have told you, linear comes from the term line. Actually, linear comes from this term, line. So from a line, we define the term linear. So we can say whenever we draw a graph of linear equation, that graph will always look like a line. Understood? So in this equation, if you try to solve x, you will get the answer as 6 minus y, which is again a variable. So this time one equation is not sufficient. To find the solution, exact solution, you need two equations. Okay. So for this we require two equations to get the point of intersection. Now third is linear equation in three variables. This you will study in class 10th. X plus y plus z. This kind of equation are known as linear equation in three variable, or you can say p plus q plus r, something like that. Okay, understood? Now comes the general form of linear equations. In the last slide, we have seen equations like x plus y equal to 2, x plus y equal to 3, m plus n equal to 5. All these are examples of linear equation. But what about a general form, a general structure of linear equations? For that, we can use this structure, that is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, in which x and y are the variables and a B, C are the real numbers or the constants. Understood? So what we do is, whenever a question comes that write the given equation in standard form or the general form, you have to write the equation in this form only, that is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This makes it easy to compare, nothing else. Okay. Now suppose a question like this comes in front of you, that question is equal to 2x plus 3y is equal to 4.37, and they are asking what are the coefficients ABC in this equation. What will you do? If you compare right now, can you compare? You can compare this easily. Then plus is coming, it is okay. Then y is coming, it is okay. But this time C is on left side and here it is on right side. So to compare them, first you have to bring all of them on the same side. So then let's see how to do that. This 4.37 is right now on right hand side. When you make it on left side, it becomes minus 4.37. Okay. Now if you compare with this equation, what will happen? X and x are same. So a is equal to how much? 2. Plus and plus are same. Y and y are same. That means 3 is equal to b. Finally, plus and minus is coming. So we have to make it plus only. How we make it plus? By putting bracket in negative sign like this. Now you can see plus and plus are same. That means C is equal to how much? Minus 4.37. So we have got the values like this. It is very easy. I hope it is clear to you. Now next, let's see the next slide. Okay, here I've put in a blank slide. Suppose you have an equation like y is equal to x, or you can say it is y minus x is equal to 0. The graph of this equation is like this. I'm just telling you why it is called as linear equation, because when you plot its graph, it comes as a straight line. Let's check how. We all know to draw a line, minimum how many points are required? Yes class? Minimum how many points are required to draw a line? Yes, minimum we require 2 points, because whenever we draw 2 points, it is easy to join them to form a line. But it is always safe to draw a third point also, or find third point also, because if you find third point, the chances of correct answer will be more. Okay, we will see how. So in this case, suppose I want to plot this on this coordinate axis. What will I do? I will assume one value and find other for it. Suppose in this equation I take x as 0. If x is 0, then y is also 0. So this thing. If x is 1, then y becomes 1. If x is minus 1, y also becomes minus 1. If x is, y also becomes 2. So what I have done is I have found 4 points on the given line. We know a line is made up of infinite number of points, and we have found only 4 points. So if we want, we can find infinite number of points, but minimum 2 are required to draw a line, and the most what you say safe is to find 3 points at least. So let's see. The first point on the line is 0 comma 0, that is here. Let's call it point A. Then we name it like this. Then this -2, 3, 4, 5, x, x dash, y, y dash. Now first point we have taken on origin, that is 0 comma 0. Second point is 1 comma 1, that is somewhere here. Okay, this is point B. Third point is -1 comma -1. So let's make that also. Somewhere here it will come. And fourth point is 2 comma 2, somewhere here. And you can check now, all these points are coming in a straight line. This is an indication that this solution that we have done is correct, and we are getting a straight line passing through origin like this. It will also pass through the point. Okay, when you draw it on graph, you will get a exact diagram. So this is why we call these equations as linear equation, because you can observe the line diagram we have got solving the equation. Okay, write the following equation in two variables. So the given question is first part 2x equal to 3. If you observe, only one variable is there, that is x only. But the question wants us to write the given equation in two variables. So we have to bring from our side one more variable. But is that possible? No. But here one number can help us, and that number is 0. How? We can write this equation as 2x plus 0 is equal to 3. No issue, it is still same, but this 0 can be written as 0 into y, because 0 into y is 0 only. So in this way we have written the equation in two variables, and finally I brought this 3 to this side. It becomes 2x plus 0y minus 3 is equal to 0. In similar way, 5y equal to 2, we want to bring in x. What we can do, we can write 0 into x plus 5y is equal to 2, or 0x plus 5y minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, then comes the next topic, that is solution of linear equations using graph. Okay, so find four different solutions of equation. So what are actually solutions? Solutions are nothing else but the points on this line. Okay, we know there are infinite number of points. We just have to find four of them. Okay, for that what will we do? We will assume some value of x and try to find value of y for that assumption, and those will be our coordinates of the 4 points. Okay, so basically, we will find value of x and y such that sum of left hand side is equal to how much? 6. I hope you got it. Now let's see in the next slide. So like this, you can create a box containing x and y, and these blank boxes will be used for the values we will assume and find. So first of all, the equation we have is x plus 2y is equal to 6. The first thing in my mind is to take or assume x as 0, and then we try to find the value of y. So what if I take x as 0? What will happen? If you take x as 0, you have to put x 0 in the equation. So I have put x as 0 plus 2y is equal to 6. Now we have left only this thing. So y is equal to how much? 6 upon 2, that is 3. So first value of x we assumed as 0, and then solved the equation to find value of y as 3. Got it? This is the first coordinate in the xy plane, that is 0 comma 3. Understood? So we have found the first point, and we know one point is not enough, because from one point there can be infinite number of lines. So minimum we require 2 points, and for safe side we find at least 3 points. Now next I have taken y as 0. So let's put y equal to 0 in this case. When you take y as 0, we will try to find what should be the value of x in that case. So what we have done is x plus 2y equal to 6 is the equation. I have put y equal to how much? 0 in bracket, as I have told you. So x plus 0 is equal to 6. So it is actually x equal to 6 only. So we have got x equal to how much? 6. Now for the third solution, I have taken x as 4. For third solution, I have taken x as 4. Now I will solve the equation to find the value of y. Very simple. So equation is x plus 2y. So in the place of x, I have got 4 plus 2y is equal to 6. This 4 will come to this side as minus. So 6 minus 4 is 2. This 2 will come in division, and answer will be 1. So we have got y as 1. So we have got 3 points. It is enough. But the question is asking for 4 points. So let's find the fourth also. The fourth point is take y is equal to 4. Okay. Take y as 4 this time and find the value of x. Simply put the value. We have got x equal to minus 2. Now what you have to do is you have to just make a graph in your copy and take a scale and then plot these points. That will be solution of this equation. Okay, I've told you already this thing that we know it is actually 2 only. We know to draw TO2, draw a line, minimum 2 points are required. I've told you this thing already. But to be sure that we have done no mistake while finding the points, we should find at least 3 points. Why? Because this will help us verify whether we are correct or not. How? When you plot these points on the xy plane, if they are coming in a straight line, then it is okay. So if the points are in line, they are known as collinear because they form a straight line. But if points are like this, then they are not collinear, and hence we can say the points we have found are not correct. So we have to correct it again. So that is why we should find at least 3 points. Okay. Now in this question, 4x plus 3y equal to 12. It is same as the last question that we have done. But this time I want to tell you a simple mechanism where we try to form a machine. We try to form a machine from this equation, and in that machine you put a input and you get a output. Okay, so that will be more easy for you. Okay, let's see how. What will we do is we will either isolate x or y, and then we will think isolating which one is preferable for us or which one is beneficial for us. So let's see, in the first case I am isolating x. What will happen? This 3y will go to that side, it becomes 12 minus 3y, and this 4 with x will come in division, so we will get x equal to 12 minus 3y upon 4 as the first machine. Second machine in which I am isolating y will be 3y is equal to 12 minus 4x upon 3. Now we have two machines with us. In both the machines, what is the input? In first machine, input is y. In second machine, input is x. Output is this one and this one. Now how will we decide which machine is better? For that, see the denominator. In this case, denominator is 4. In this case, denominator is 3. What do you think? Which denominator is better, or which will give you favorable results or easy results? Obviously 4. Why? Don't you remember? Let's see again. In chapter 1 we know if denominator is 2 power m or 5 power m, suppose it is 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3 or 5 power 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, or a multiple of 2 or a multiple of 5 or both, then that number will always give you a terminating decimal. It will never ever give you non-terminating decimals. So it is always better for us. But this 3 we have seen 1 upon 3 is how much? 0.333333 and so on. So do you like these kind of values? And how will you plot such values on the graph paper? So better you go for such values. Only if there is an issue, you should go with these type of values. Okay, when you're getting even numbers like this 4 or you're getting 5 in the denominator, it is better to have those. Okay, so this machine is better, in which we will put input in the form of y and find output as value of x. Simple. First you write the equation like this, then you will keep on putting the value of y and obtain value of x. It is simple. We assume values of y and find what value we are getting for x. So first case, let y is 0. When you put y equal to 0, what happens? Equation is 12 minus 3y. So it is 12 minus 3 into 0 upon 4. So it becomes 12 upon 4 like this, and 4 3s are 12. So we have got value of x as 3. Now second, I have taken y is equal to 2. So taking y equal to 2, what happens? 12 minus 3 into 2 upon 4, 12 minus 6 upon 4, 6 upon 4. See, this number is okay, but we should have tried to put those values of y which gives us exact divisor of 4. Why? That will be easy for us to plot on the graph paper. But still, if I did it, still we can get the answer. Just divide it, it becomes 3 upon 2 and finally 1.5. It is my personal choice that I want to avoid decimals. Okay, but no problem, we can draw this also on the graph paper, no issue. Third point, okay, see, second point I've put over here. I have taken y as 2, got x as 1.5. The third point, I have taken y as 4. So now again 12 minus 3 into 4 upon 4. So 12 minus 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. 0 upon 4 is 0. This is a good number for us. So we have put it value of y as 4 and got x as 0. The last value, I have taken y as 8. So what you have to do is just replace y as 8. So you will get 12 minus 3 into 8 upon 4. Answer will be 12 minus 24 upon 4 minus 12 upon 4 minus 3. So this is the last point. I hope this method is clear to you. The last example that we did was similar, but in this case what we have done new is we have found this machine in which just put the value of y, get the value of x, no again and again changing the positions. So what we have done is we have made a particular machine in which you give the input and you get the output. You give the value of y, get the value of x. Got it? Nothing else. Now this exercise you have to try on your own. This question first, simple. The cost of notebook is twice the cost of a pen. There are two variables, notebook and pen cost. Write a linear equation in two variables. Hint is given to you already. Try to use this hint and form the equation on your own. Question number 2, just have to write the given equation in this form, that is general form, and then tell what is the value of a, b and c. This also we have done, so you can try this also as your classwork. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.